you know, or maybe changing her mind.
I served in the legislature with Jan Pauls, and she was in my set of offices. I've known her for as long as she's been in the legislature. And we've talked about these things. For a long time, it was her views on abortion. You know, she was very, very right to life. And it's hard to argue with somebody who thinks abortion is a sin you're putting up. You know, she's just not going to change. And she's picked up this mantle and been much more vocal about it recently. I honestly don't think reasoning with her is going to do any good. Kathy, we were at the chili feed in Hutchinson on Saturday night, and how many of you had on the shirts
27.
condemning her? And she rolls off her back.
Yeah.
And I'm embarrassed by her. She doesn't believe in what I believe. She's going against the party. But if we make her the focus, and the headlines come out of this Washington Day weekend that it's all about Jan Pauls, we're letting the Republicans off the hook. And if you want to think about Jan Pauls times 70, that's what we've got in the House, is Jan Pauls times 70. And so when I spoke to one woman from Hutchinson who called and wanted to know why she hasn't had a gay son, why I didn't replace Jan Pauls, I said, number one, she's elected and I can't. I have no ability to do that. Number two, I've told her what I think and don't support what she's doing, and she knows that, but I also know that she's supported a lot of other Democrat things, so she's not a, I mean, she's not a one-issue person, but on this one, she's just offensive. And I said, why don't you call Mike O'Neill, because that bill can't get out on the floor if Mike O'Neill doesn't want it to. But the reason it will get on the floor is because he will let it. She said, oh my God, I didn't know that. And so she said, I'm going to go after Mike O'Neill. We're letting him off the hook. If you want to punish Jan Pauls, I will work with you and we will find a way to get her out of office, okay? If you want to punish Jan, let's get her out of office. If you want to punish the Democrat Party, then let's attack Jan Paul in public and make that the issue instead of the Republicans. Let's condemn the Republicans. You pick out one Democrat and there won't be another one that will vote for that thing. And you let 70 Republicans off the hook. Is that what you want to do? So think about the strategy. That's all I'm trying to have a conversation about. But you know, when push comes to shove, and we got to stand up and be counted, which I think is in the election, I will be there with you. Fair enough?
How much KDP money will you bring?
I don't know how much I bring. I'll have to see what we've got. I mean, I'm not able to make that kind of a commitment.
You'll bring some KDP money, though.
I think that's fair to say that that's a possibility, and I will be there with you, speaking out, saying we need somebody, and that's it in that community. And I understand we don't get involved in primaries, but I can't stand what she's doing. But I really think that if you all push this resolution to its conclusion at this party meeting, you're gonna focus all the energy on the wrong person. And if you let it go through the committee and come up at a little later time, it won't get quite so much press. It still will serve its purpose.
When is Demo Fest?
Well, there was a party meeting in May, before the election, which is your objective. June. Okay, whenever. I never know those things.
This all depends on how the comments are couched to the press. We do not want Jan Pauls to be a Republican in Democratic clothing. It's how you say it to the press. You know, we do not have to make this the focus.
And the debate will be spirited, and it will be heated, and it will be about like we're having right now. They're actually probably more spirited than what we're having now. So it isn't what I say to the press. They're going to be there.
Okay.
And if we have a fight, you know, I understand how those things work. I'm just telling you, we're gonna be focusing on Jan and not focusing on Republicans. And we wanted the focus of this meeting to be on the Democrat message, because the last time I checked, we don't win unless we get Republicans, moderate Republicans and independents voting with us. So we wanted to focus on the message this weekend and focus on Republican lack of performance. And if we switch that focus and it becomes Jan Fall, we lose our message this weekend. So you all just think about that. So if it goes through the process, Brian, you know what I'm talking about. If it goes through the process, if you've submitted it to Barb, it'll go to the resolutions committee, it'll meet, and it'll come back to the next meeting. We've got one resolution on the agenda today where the Food and Farm group got together at Demo Fest and didn't submit it in time, and it had to wait and hold over, and it's coming up. So you're still gonna get your vote, you just are not gonna kill the message out of this weekend, which is the only thing I'm really concerned about.
Well, I will not shut up.
See,
I don't expect you to shut up.
Joan, that comment that you just made, that the only thing you're concerned about is the message coming out of this weekend. That, deal with Jan Pauls, and we're right behind you. Punish her. Someone in leadership someone needs to punish her. If you don't want us to bring a motion of censure, then you need to stand up at that podium today and say, Jan Pauls does not speak for this party with regard to gay rights.
I will do that.
If you say that, you'll certainly get the motion.